applications oriented to government solutions in the Web2, or do you see it more like individuals?
Oh, well, there's certainly some very small companies that are thinking about government where it's one guy in his bedroom. But I think what's happening, and what the trend will tend to be, is that a lot of companies are re-gearing to provide these solutions. So some of them, like Jive, some of these companies are already in the Web 2.0 space, and they might be based out in Virginia, you know, or they might have an office here. They're already providing some of these solutions. Other companies that are more traditional are trying to figure out, you know, how do we re-gear Windows so it's more collaborative, things like that. There are certainly some companies that are not thought of as traditionally companies that do business with the government, and they're based elsewhere. They might not even have a DC office. They're increasingly interested in figuring out ways that they can leverage their stuff, whatever it is, to help solve government problems, to get government contracts. They're increasingly sponsoring government/technology type events. So I think a lot of the big companies, there's no question that they're moving in and trying to figure out how they can make money and or help out. I also think, though, that there will be some smaller, innovative companies that many people have not heard of, but they will genuinely have the best product for some kind of government mission. For example, there's a company I see around a lot called Intridia, which I don't know too much about, but they do make an application called Presently, and Presently is sort of like a Twitter program that you use inside your enterprise. And so it's a way that people can post very short updates about what they're doing inside the company. There's a similar product called Yammer, and so people are trying out Presently and Yammer all over the government in small ways to try to figure out, does this benefit our organization? And these are not giant companies at all. So I think the answer is both.
What was the name of the second one? Yammer?
Yammer, Y-A-M-M-E-R.
I cannot resist to that question. We don't want to talk about our company, but maybe you can tell them what we're doing.
Well, I will in a second, but I think that there's one thing to recognize is that the software industry has undergone significant changes that you might not realize. And one of those major changes is that whereas in the past, companies tried to own the entire stack of everything that was required in order to run their software, that's all changed. And companies are now able to inexpensively assemble together open source with inexpensive components to produce a much larger, more effective application. And in Government 2.0, a lot of this is to be able to take the metaphors in use by Web 2, for example, the Twitter metaphor, and leverage that in different ways. And what we're doing as a company is a bit different because, as you probably know, we sell government financial products. We sell software directly for government financial management and resource management. We don't focus on any other market other than government. But as part of that, we have been implementing a number of collaborative and content management features within our software that would traditionally be separated out. It's not there. And the other thing that we've done is that we've learned a lot about how people more effectively use software, and to be able to use some of the rich user interface capabilities that you would get today in your consumer-based Web 2 application. So for example, if you're going to design a chart of accounts, why should you design that in a spreadsheet? Why can't you just have objects that use a button and say, well, I'm going to have another dimension that's going to be over here, here's the description, and you start building, just like you build an organization chart. And there's a lot of innovation going on right now that will touch, I think, everything that we in the past called enterprise software, but in particular in government software. Thanks for the commercial memo.